Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show right here over the digital airwaves of YouTube. My next guest blew up social media with her hilarious comedy sketches that have garnered her more than 5 million followers on social media. She's made appearances on MTV's Wildin' Out and All Def Comedy, just to name a few, and she is, dare I say it, the beautiful part of the nationally syndicated morning show, The Breakfast Club, as well as the owner of the Doctor Who activewear apparel. I'm happy to have her in studio with me right now. Please welcome Baltimore's finest, the one and only Jess Hilarious. How you doing? How's everything?
I'm good.
First of all, it's great to see you. It's great to finally meet you.
Thank you.
Before I get into anything about you, you were at that fight. You just told me. You just heard me talking about Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia. I didn't think that Devin Haney was gonna get beat like that. I mean, tell me what you saw, because I know you know a little sports, and you were there. You were in attendance at the Barclays Center. What were your thoughts?
I was there. It went exactly how I thought it was gonna go. At first, Ryan had me a little, I don't know, like his promoting tactics was different this time.
Lost his mind.
Yeah.
Like he lost his mind.
Yeah, and then when he, at the end of the fight, he said, y'all thought I was crazy? I'm like, yeah. You know, we thought you were, you know, but I thought, like, you know what, for him to be going this crazy and they haven't called the fight, they haven't said they haven't canceled it, he gotta win.
Yeah.
And then the world is too crazy for him not to win.
Well, my thing is that he's taller, he's bigger, he's clearly stronger. No question, Devin Haney, even though he's the 140-pound champion at the moment, bottom line is you're going up in the guy with a vicious left hook, no question about it. But what threw me off about Devin Haney was he was saying, well, you know what, he caught me by surprise. He caught me by surprise. And I'm like, how the hell are you surprised in the first round?
Yeah.
In the first round?
Yeah.
You know, caught me sleeping. Those were his words. He caught me sleeping. What the hell were you doing sleeping?
Why were you sleeping? Especially with a dad like that. His father was, I was scared his father was going to beat his ass after, if he got his ass beat by Ryan.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, to be clear, did you feel like he lost or did you feel like he got his ass beat?
I feel like he got his ass beat. Yeah, I did. He hit the floor twice. I mean, three times.
And by the way, the other 2 times, did they call it a slippage? I said no, he got hit. He was holding on for dear life and then went on his knees. To me, those should have been knockdowns.
Yeah. But you know what? The first time, he looked surprised. He did actually look surprised the first time he hit the floor. He looked like, oh, I cannot believe this just happened. And then it happened 2 more times. And I think they should have called it. I think it should have happened like that, where they called it. Because the fights before theirs, the refs were calling the fights before I thought they should have. But I don't know, I'm not sure, but I knew that was gonna happen on Ryan's part.
I got you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you for a second, because you're making noise. Obviously, your popularity has elevated big time. You're getting a lot of love from a lot of people.
Yeah.
Being a part of the Breakfast Club, obviously a major part of that. How is life for you these days? I'm hearing, is it true that you're expecting?
It is true, I'm expecting, yes,
congratulations.
5 months. Thank you so much.
How much are you looking forward to additional motherhood? Because I know you already have 1 kid, right?
Yep, 12 years old. Oh my God, I have my little boy already. I got my girl. At first, I was like, I always said I wanted a house full of boys, and then the guys wasn't guying over the years, so I was like, I might be one and done. But then Prince Charming came along, and then I'm having my girl now, and I'm actually at 32 years old wanting a girl, because I'm so rough. I'm a Tom girl. Like I was in sports growing up. I was never like the real like ballet dance team cheerleader type. Yeah, but it's good. Everything is working great with the Breakfast Club, because it allows me Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. at the latest 11 a.m. to be sitting and actually more calm. It's less stress on my body because I don't have to travel as much and stuff like that. Touring has slowed down just because I wanted to, but at one point I had to tour, you know.
But educate us all about you. Before you started with the Breakfast Club, what were you doing and how hectic your life and your schedule was?
I was traveling. I was on a plane about 3 times a week, not seeing my son a lot, because he is back in Baltimore with his dad and my mom. You know, so he's with his dad and my mom, and between doing film and then my comedy tour, I would constantly be on planes. And you think that's what you want. You think it's fun, right? For like the first 4 years, it is fun, and then it's like, damn, I gotta be doing this. I have to do something else. I gotta. Not saying I don't appreciate the art, because my passion is stand-up comedy. But I just wanted to not have to tour to make money all the time. I wanted to actually have be stationary for like once in 8 damn years. And when it happened, I was just happy. How it happened was crazy too, because I didn't think I had it. I didn't, the third host position, I didn't think I had it.
Why didn't you?
But yeah.
Why didn't you feel that way?
Because they were guest hosting for a year, and I was confident, always confident in myself, believed in myself. And right when Angela Yee left, the former host, when she left and got her own show, God bless her, I was like, I hit Charlamagne the same day. I saw that it went viral that she left, and I was like, yo, I want to do Breakfast Club. And he was like, oh yeah, all right, cool. I told you always had a voice for radio. I want you to do podcast and radio like that. So we'll be guest hosting for like 6 months. It wasn't supposed to be a year. And then when I seen the other people that I was up against, people who had backgrounds in journalism and stuff like that, and people that could, I guess they say, read better. I don't really give a damn about, you know. I'm
you read just fine.
You know, I read how I read. You know, people be mad because I be reading with my fingers. So what?
That's right.
You know, but when I saw those people, I was like, you know what? I don't know. Just a couple times I was maybe doubting a little bit, not doubting myself, but just doubting the process, because I was dragging their feet. They took so long. And then I went ahead and made the announcement that I was the third host before I even finished the deal. Because I got a contract, but they were still dragging their feet with the contract. Like, I'm like, yo, like, what is so hard?
Like, what are you missing? What made you believe that you were better than the quote unquote competition for that third seat? Is there something that stood out in your mind that made you feel? I know you. I'm talking about outside of the obvious confidence you have in yourself.
My views, the views that I bought, rebranding and remarketing what the Breakfast Club could be with me. I bring a different audience, like, and not discrediting Breakfast Club, because they 14-year run, Hall of Fame
Doing
show.
their thing.
I love that. But just I'm a breath of fresh air. I'm youthful. I'm well-rounded. I'm open-minded. I don't know everything, but I know a little bit about a lot. And I'm always curious. I'm never afraid to say, I don't know what we're talking about, but you know what I mean? I know how to make things funny. I know how to pivot away from conversations, and I know how to bring things up, bring awareness up. I don't know, it's just a vibe. And then the chemistry I have with the guys, Charlamagne and DJ Envy. It's just the chemistry is different. I make them laugh a lot. I've been watching the show for a long time. And
all of us have. I've been a guest on this several times over the years. I got a lot of love for those brothers. Absolutely.
And I just bring a different aura. I bring a different energy to them and the audience, you know?
When I watched, I remember the one time I was on there, Lala Anthony was guest hosting.
Oh,
That's the one time I was on there. And obviously they had various other guest hosts as well and whatever. It's a lot of hard work. It's not easy. A lot of people think it's easy. It's not easy at all. It's hard. As somebody that's been in this business for so many years, I know how hard it is. And so I think about that, and I'm wondering, as you watch, did you study them per se in terms of that third seat, what it needed, what it required, looking at what others would bring you? Or were you just one of those people that looked at yourself and said, this is who I am, this is what I bring to the table, and it's gonna work? I only ask that question because I think about a guy, for example, there were times when I've interviewed Floyd Money Mayweather before a fight, and he's like, I ain't studying no film. I know what I do. I know what I bring. And that's all. Whereas you go with others, and they sitting there watching films, studying habits and all of that other stuff to really figure out how to capitalize off of the mistakes other people make. What strategy did you employ?
It's just me being myself. That's literally how I feel like I won that position over many. I never really was the type to fit in. I always set the trend. I am the formula. You know what I'm saying? That's how I've always looked at myself. So I just knew. I'm just gonna go ahead, be myself. If that don't get me, then I ain't gonna be got.
If somebody is watching and listening to the Breakfast Club right now, compared to what they saw, let's say, a couple of years ago, what are they getting?
Realness. They're getting, like I said, more chemistry. I don't agree with every single thing. I'm not scared to disagree with those two guys. I think, you know, what people may have seen in the past is just like, and then I'm a woman, I gotta stand out, and not for obvious reasons, because I'm a woman. Nah, you gotta stand out. You gotta like have a voice and really stand on something that, you know what I mean? Like and I don't try to disagree with certain things, because sometimes, you know, Charlamagne will say something and you'd be like, what? What? but I've never been afraid to disagree with somebody, but still back it up at the same time. Because sometimes I'll make him think differently about something that he said.
Right.
And they're like, oh, okay. And then that causes for great discussion. And then we'll have engagement from viewers like, oh, and the listeners as well. I didn't think about it like that. Oh yeah, I love the dynamic that Jess brings to the show. It's different. And so I just think that I'm a statement.
Who do you find yourself agreeing with more, DJ Envy or Charlamagne?
Just myself. Because I swear, yo, Envy don't beef with nobody. He like to play devil's advocate, but he, for the most part, Envy agree with everybody. That's just what it is.
It is a skill, though.
Yeah.
It is. Sometimes I do marvel, and I said, you know what? What the hell did he actually say? Did he take a position? Did he really do that?
Exactly.
Charlamagne, he took a position.
Yep.
DJ is like, yo, I see your side, I see your side. He's
right,
like
that's how he is.
Right.
Peacemaker. He
Right.
is the mediator, he's the peacemaker. I'm like, no, and I'll give you facts on why you need to think this way. And then it's not about really changing someone's mind, just giving them another perspective on whatever the topic at discussion is.
Do you find yourself in a situation where sometimes, like when you're doing the show, you'd rather talk to an artist as opposed to a politician, as opposed to a pundit or whatever? Do you have a preference as to who you get to talk to when you're doing that show? Or would you prefer the vast majority of it is just y'all talking to each other? What gives you the most fun? What provides the most entertainment for you?
The most that I love about Breakfast Club is just us three. The dynamic of me and my brothers, just DJ Envy and Charlamagne. I'm not really big on interviewing. I've always said that. I've told both of them that. I told the boss, that program director, that that ain't my thing. You know what I'm saying? And especially when somebody come up there and I gotta ask who it is, and I gotta do, and that's a part of interviewing people. You
Right.
gotta do your research. You have to know things about these people. You don't wanna just be thrown in the interview and then you just sitting there looking dumb. Politics, number one, no. I'll be like, nah.
Because?
I don't wanna sit. Just because I'd rather sit and listen to the interview to learn. I'm still learning politics, actually, and just got into politics with me being the third host. Like, I never really was into it, and I never really paid attention that I didn't really know what was going on until I got up there, because they talk about politics every day, which they didn't years ago on The Breakfast Club. That's what it's kind of grown into now. But since politics is in everything, politics is in hip hop, it's in every lane, it's just like, I'd rather not, because my thing is, I don't be knowing what to ask people. And I tell them, I'm never going to be made to look like a fool. If I don't know what I'm talking about, if I don't know nothing about why Republicans don't really like that, or why the Democrats don't, why Trump shouldn't, I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna have no perspective
But
on
do
it.
you know why I would suggest, if I may, that you gotta get more involved with politics?
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Because it's infiltrated comedy. As a comedian,
Yeah.
you literally have comedians now that are struggling because political correctness has taken over to such an extreme. Woke culture has taken over to such an extreme. So many different things are taking place in our society that you can't just say stuff free-nilly the way you used to. All of us.
Yeah.
I think it's contaminated and messed up the whole. Comedians, no one was safe. No one was off limits, and I respected that. It didn't matter whether you were black, white, what your religion was, who your ethnicity. They didn't give a damn. Now they have to care about that. That's why I would say that you got to get more involved in that, just to know what minefields to avoid. What do you think about that?
I do. I agree with you. That's why I said now that I just doing this for two months, I've only had my position, almost 3, and I see like politics is in everything.
Yeah.
It really is, and I just didn't think about it. It opened me up to that. So I will listen to the interviews, but to be ready to be thrown in them, no.
Got you.
Yeah.
Jess with the Mess. That's a segment that you have on the show. Tell me about that, where that came from, how much you love doing that.
I started doing Jess with the Mess back when Instagram was like 15, 30 seconds of videos. That's actually how I blew up on social media. I used to watch, I used to do the Love and Hip Hop back when it was Chrissy and Jim on there, Love and Hip Hop New York, and then the very first Love and Hip Hop Atlanta with Jocelyn, Stevie J, and all them. And I used to watch the shows and then do Just With The Mess recaps.
Okay.
And then that blew up, and then I just started doing it on the latest in hip hop, pop culture, and what's going on with this celebrity and that celebrity and stuff like that. And then people took a liking to it. Now, the earlier Just With The Messes used to get me in trouble back in the day, like real crazy.
How? How and why? I want to know.
Because I ain't never really cared about, you know, pushing the envelope. I never really cared about boundaries with it. I would say what everybody was thinking, you know, and that was way before cancel culture or whatever, although I feel like nobody really could be canceled. That was way before then, and that's how I built my platform. Like a lot of fans, just like me, thinking the same way. I'm saying I'm like the voice of them. I'm the voice in their mind. And then I've evolved it here, evolved it there. I never really put it down. It's been a couple times I was like, man, I ain't gonna do this no more. But I'm like, nah, you know what? This is what I built Jess Hilarious on.
It's yours.
And it's mine. And so that's what it's formed into now is just, you know, basically commentary on.
Trademark copyright that.
Yeah. Oh, it is already.
Absolutely.
They could try to get it. They ain't gonna get it.
Make sure it's yours. Don't let
That's
nobody
right.
else get it. What's the messiest thing you've touched on?
Jesus.
This year.
This year.
Just this year. Just this year. Since you just started with the Breakfast Club, what's the messiest thing you touched on this year?
You know what? I can't even say what the messiest thing is. That's for everybody else to say. Because everything I say is messy. That's what they equate me to.
Right.
Just as messy. But y'all be sticking around looking for it.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I said you can never be canceled. Because when you're canceled, they talk about you even more. So you still win. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, nah, y'all up at me for real. That's what it is. But I don't know.
Do you want to get messier now that you're on the Breakfast Club?
No, they got enough of that with Charlamagne. With Charlamagne, they got enough.
That's a different kind of mess.
That's
though.
a different
That's
type
a
of
different
mess,
kind of mess
yeah.
than the kind of mess you gonna bring.
I know.
That's
I
right.
know.
So it's messy mess from two different stratospheres. I mean, that's not a bad thing.
No,
that's not a bad thing.
It's not. No, my goal is to not be messy. My goal is not to be messy at all. It's just the things that I talk about, I consider it mess because it's already a messy topic. Now, if you put your Jess spin on it, I'm just giving a spin on it and commenting on it, then it's just still messy. So it's just with the mess, but.
Let's gauge how messy some of this stuff is.
Okay.
Did you see this stuff about DC Young Fly?
I did, and when he sat down with Cam.
Talking about BBLs.
Yeah,
I mean,
he did fucking
what,
right, yeah.
What were your thoughts about that when he sat down with Cam Newton and was talking about how, you know, basically he's it triggers a lot of memories that, you know, because he lost somebody that had one of those surgeries. What were your thoughts about that?
I feel like he's doing the best that he can with the kids, you know what I mean, since he lost Jackie, you know, God rest her soul.
Yeah.
But I mean, for it to
be
a trigger, I mean, this is what we've been seeing for what, we're going on 10 years now of just constant BBLs. Like now, like that be like girls' nicknames. Like, you know, little BBL, like, you know, that's just, I don't know. I mean, maybe it is a trigger for him, you know what I mean? What I also did see online is that a lot of people feeling like he may feel guilty about like what he had previously said to, you know, things that he would previously harp on her about, which if you know DC, you know their relationship was just built on jokes and how that boy joke about his kids, he joke about himself, he joke about his mom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I guess little things that he would say to her now is like a sting on her fans.
Right.
You know, so, I mean, I don't even know how they got on that topic.
I'm trying to figure out how the hell did they get on that topic? I was wondering about that. How the hell that come up?
Yeah.
You know, now, then they got something in the news now. Neo. What is it? A throuple? A throuple?
A throuple,
that's what it's called?
Polygamy is his
polygamy,
thing.
I mean, you know, he confirmed, you know, and went on vacation with two ladies. I have no insult to throw about
Yeah,
that. I mean, I really don't.
Yeah.
But I mean, what are your thoughts about that? Is that messy, Jess? Is that messy?
No, to me, it's not messy if he ain't with no, if he's only with them two. It's only messy like if you married and then your wife find out that you got a relationship going on. It's I think for the first time in a long time, Neo is happy. He's happy. I think this is something that he always wanted to do. He always wanted to like delve in the relationship with multiple women. And if the two girls is happy, I mean that shit can get expensive.
Now you know good and well, Jess. There's a bunch of women out there that got a problem with that. They don't give a damn that it's consulting adults. The women are consenting along with the men. There's like, I mean, that's disgusting. Why would he do something like that? They ain't think about the fact that the ladies are consenting to this. They're thinking about the fact that it's happening and how dare he do such a thing. What do you say, Jess? You're on a Breakfast Club in the morning. You're looking at Charlamagne. You're looking at DJ. Lord knows what they gonna do. They might say they agree with it. I don't know. Okay, but what do you say, knowing the ladies out there looking for you to be that dissenting voice for something like this?
But that's where the problem coming at, because if you ain't got to deal with his ass, then what you worrying about it for? That's the thing. Like and then what I love when they pulled up on Neo and they asked him about it, he was like, I don't recommend this to anybody. I'm doing what I'm doing. It works for me. It works for them too. So obviously, I mean, if they're happy with it and he ain't bothering nobody, and if then whatever. Could it be me? Hell no. I would never. I would what? I would never.
Because just to provide an explanation why.
I would never want to be shared, and I don't want to share a man. Like once you mine, and that's it. And if I find out you trying to be somebody else's,
what you gonna do though? What you gonna do though?
Listen, that's gonna get messy.
I mean, I'm just asking. You talking to a man raised by 4 or 5 women, 4 older sisters. So I mean, there's a lot of inventive ways that you could come up with to make a man pay for such a thing. What are you trying to say? What would you do?
Let's just say I came a long, long way, and I'm saved now. and any time I can go back there, but no, please Chris, don't make me do that. And I'm talking to my man when I say Chris. Do not make me go to jail. That's just what it is.
That's your man's name, Chris?
Yes.
And you just said, for the world to see, don't make you go to jail.
Yeah.
Which means that you would do something that makes you go to jail if he ever did something like that to you. And you're not apologetic about it in any way.
No.
You're not stuttering about it in any way. No hesitation in any way. I just want to make sure.
In no way. Don't ever play with me. Polygamy ain't for us.
Chris, I hope you listen to my brother. Be safe, my brother. Be safe. Carelessly Reckless podcast. Tell me about that.
Carefully Reckless is a podcast that I have with iHeart, Black Effect Network. I fix people's mess. So I got Jess with the mess, and I got Jess fix my mess. That's when people write in or they send their voice notes, voice messages that they're telling me situations that they're going through, whether it be relationships, friendships, stuff that's going on at work, how they can co-parent better. Right. And then I just give them advice, honestly. I'm no expert, but I've been around a lot. I've experienced a lot. And honestly, when I don't know what to tell you, I tell people, look, I don't know. But that's less likely the case, because I really do give good advice on the spot all the time.
I think I do too, as long as it ain't about myself. As long as it's not about myself, I'm good. But I mean, I can give anybody else advice.
Yeah.
But if you ask me for advice about me, I'm a lost cause.
It's always like that,
isn't it?
You can give everybody else advice, but when it comes to something that you got to do for yourself, no, it's hard.
How much, if at all, I want to make sure, because I don't know whether this is true or not, but how much, if at all, is a person like, of an inspiration, is a person like Wendy Williams? Because of her past in the business and the success that she once enjoyed. Yeah. For somebody in your position, do you defer or refer to those experiences, or to see her experiences and say, excuse me, to succeed in this business, that's something worth emulating in any way?
Well, when I think of Wendy Williams, she's somebody that I grew up watching and grew up listening to. Although I do love her and I love her style, and there will never be another Wendy Williams. I love her courage, her bravery, and how she wasn't scared to say anything or anything, to anybody about anybody. That's not what I want to be. Like, I don't discredit her in any right. What she's done for herself is great, but that's not how Jess with the mess ends the mess. That's not what I want to do.
In your perfect world, last question, Jess with the mess or anything else, what do you want to be? I mean, like you said, you're 32, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me, you ain't 52, 62,
Surely
72. You got a
not.
whole life ahead of you.
I know.
What you want to do?
Man, and that's the thing, it's limitless. I don't want to just do one thing. I want to be an author. I want to be a director. I actually would, since we're speaking about Wendy Williams, I've always wanted my own talk show, but it wouldn't be like things where, because Wendy dug into people's lives about things that I guess shouldn't have been. Yeah,
I can't do that.
Just because my heart won't let me do that. You know what I'm saying? I believe in karma. I can't do something like that and then go to sleep at night like you know what I'm saying? Because you can one day be that person, you know what I'm saying, and that you talking about, or that you for clicks and views and likes and all of that, and it ain't really worth all of that, because you never know what somebody's going through. You never know what they doing, like why they're doing what they're doing, or somebody just could have been having a bad day or caught up in a situation, and we building a whole topic around them. So it's a lot of things I want to do, but that, no.
I forgot to ask you this. I apologize, considering what you know about hip-hop and the hip-hop industry and whatever. We know what's been going on with B. Diddy. Yeah. And now we got rapper Shine, that's come out and basically was saying that he was Puffy's fall guy, former Bad Boy rapper saying he was Puffy's fall guy and what have you, based on the shooting from many, many years ago. Yeah. I don't know. Listen, that's his word. That's the past. We don't know. What are you thinking about when you think about P. Diddy right now at this stage and point? Can his career recover from all of this? Like you said, you don't believe in cancel culture, but it's a lot of stuff that's been thrown at him over the last few weeks.
Yeah, no, I don't think his career can recover. No.
You don't think
so?
No.
No.
You think that, so in other words, something can be canceled?
Oh, yeah, especially when it involves law, and it involves the law. It's not just about social media, it's about
Homeland Security, raiding your home in Miami
feds
and LA.
And your family, your kids, like it involves way too much. And then it goes back so many years, and so,
so many accusations.
Yes, so many accusations, so many people coming forward, and it's no.
When y'all talk about it in the morning, what do y'all say?
They don't say nothing.
Charlemagne?
They don't say anything. Nothing.
They said nothing?
I can't, what? They say nothing.
Really?
That's why I'm like, y'all is friends. Because I don't know, they don't say nothing. And it's fine, like, I just be like, but Jess gonna say what Jess gonna say. You understand what I'm saying?
What did you say?
I have to report on it. I mean, because it's not like it's not talked about, and it's one of the messier conversations that we just cannot ignore. Every day, every week is something coming out between him, Lil Rod suing him, and the lawyers, and then this person, and then that person. Started with the Cassie thing, you know what I mean? So of course, it had to be reported. Yeah, it had to be reported and everything. They not dead quiet, but they're just like, again, we don't have anything to say unless, until the facts come out. And that is true, you know what I'm saying? But, if we're being honest about a lot of things that are going on, we can't just not say anything. Or you can, but this is why people listen to Breakfast Club. This is why people listen to the radio. This is why people turn stuff on. Let me hear their take on it. Let me hear, where they coming from.
Silence is not an option.
Silence is not an option, especially when you are a show, when, you have a show and you have to deliver. People listen to us to hear things like that, so.